Fortune tellers. There are people that claim that they have the ability to foresee the future. We all heard about Nostradamus. Some say that he had Jewish blood, but there were others too. For example, a Jewish Polish person called Wolf Messing, who was born in Poland and moved to Russia. He had extraordinary abilities. He predicted his own death precisely. And in another case, he told Stalin's son, who was about to get on a flight, not to get on it. He didn't, and the plane crashed. Also in Israel, there was a lady that predicted more than a year ago that Bennett will be prime minister in times that such an option seemed completely out of the question. What do you think about fortune telling? Are these coincidences, or are there really people that can tell the future? There is such an ability. There is, undoubtedly. So how do these people see the future? Do they have special glasses or what? They feel time, because all in all, time is a function of what a person feels. Time does not exist outside of a person. It exists inside the person. And if a person rises above his ego, then he can see more. How can I tell who really sees the future and who's a charlatan? You can't. You can't. However, the difference between them is vast. The one speaks the truth out of his own attainment and from within the boundaries of his attainment, in which he knows and understands how limited he is, and the other person either believes that what he sees is true or that he's lying to himself. Those people that have these forces, where do they get them from? These forces exist in nature. Anyone can rise to this level, to this degree. The only question is, can we rise above our ego? How can I get the ability to see the future? It depends on the measure to which you correct yourself. From wanting to see everything to your own benefit in terms of what's beneficial to yourself and what's not, to the benefit of humanity, what's beneficial for it and what's not, where you really become concerned with it. From time to time, should a person go to an expert in this field to give me a forecast about what's ahead, for him to tell me about the future, and then I'll know what decisions to take, what to do, what not to? Should I? No. Why? You have to reach a state where no matter what happens, that you will be responsible for your life. Why? Because it's your life. I know that in Judaism it's forbidden to do magic nor to foresee the future. True. Why? Because by that you deprive a person of free choice. Is it important for a person to feel that he chooses? Otherwise he's no longer a human being. But does he really choose, or it only seems to him that way? It doesn't matter. I'm not getting into these things. That's philosophy. I'm just saying that a person has to think that he has choice, that he is the boss of his own life, and he makes whatever he makes out of it. If a person who knows how to tell the future sees something in the future, God forbid some kind of disaster, can he change that destiny? Depends on who that person is, if you know what I mean. Now, about something else. In the Tanakh, there's the book of prophets. So what's the basic difference between someone that can naturally tell the future, like Messing or others, and a prophet that looks into the future and says, if you do this and this, that and that will happen? They work on completely different levels. Those that, through their inner work, by their own efforts, by purifying themselves, by cleansing their will to receive of all of its egoistic intentions, and they see above time, space, and motion, and those that are still in it, but that nonetheless somehow discover these things, they too, nonetheless, aren't doing these things by their ego, but that they rise a bit above it. But I don't know. Today it's such that anyone can do different philosophical or mystical tricks that are completely unrelated to the truth. So in conclusion, can you give us some advice on how can we make the best possible future for ourselves? only by coming closer and nicely connecting with everyone.